and it replies by displaying the timer. And I may also turn on the flash, so I have a little more light. And now I turn on the flash and I can kind of show the various cameras that I'm using. So this is the 360 camera, for example, right in front of my head. And then I have another camera right here, so I can shoot upwards if I want. And here another camera that is active now, and you can see that it is lit, and it is in the height of my face, but from the side. So you can see my headband from the side and the temple of the video glasses. And finally another one that is way up, so I have a little more of a distance, so you can see a wider area. And now I take it and I tuck it inside my lanyard in the rear clear vinyl pocket. To make sure that it doesn't fall out on its own, I'm going to strap it with a couple of straps. One on the left side and one on the right side. So the left side I'm putting it first on and then push it down so it doesn't interfere with the camera. And since this is kind of falling apart, I put another extra one on the side here that is new, because some of these old rubber bands lose their elasticity. So I'm putting another one on the left that is brand new to tighten it up. Then another one on the right that is a white one. So I have a green one and a white one on the left hand, and now a thicker one on the right side, which I'm stretching now. Now it is nice and tight. I can drop my view or my gaze to see what is my camera, the video camera of my phone shooting, and verify that it is shooting what I want to shoot. The next thing, I want to add another, and I want to have a little slack here on the video glasses so that it doesn't press on my ear lobe and doesn't break the temple part of the glasses. And now I want to add a head-mounted tablet from RealWear on top of it. So I'm going to check my glasses that are still working, and then I put a cap on top of it. Repeat it, I put a cap on top of my headband.
You're putting a cap on top of your headband, and you're putting the rim in the back.
Yeah, and I want to put it down so it engulfs my head, but that is not too tight. So there's a Velcro in the front that I'm tightening up.
So you're wearing your cap backwards.
Yeah, I put it backwards so the, what is it called, this part? The rim will support, this device is quite heavy, so the rim will support it. And this is an old version.
It's an older, heavier version.
Older, heavier version that also the battery doesn't work so well. So for that reason, I have two external batteries, and I hope that here you can see 100% charge, which means that it is fully charged. The black one is attached with a green Velcro and another blue one with a red Velcro.
So you got the green.
So I have two battery
packs in case the battery.
Two power banks attached to the device. And now I'm removing this red cable that provides the device wall power, and you can see that it is red, which means it is not fully charged. The reason it is not fully charged is because the battery, the internal battery, is weak or nearly dead.
Okay.
For that reason, when I take the internal battery out of the power line, you see it is red, which means it's not fully charged.
Yeah, solid red.
I take the power bank and I stick it in, so to feed the empty battery with external power. And when I stick it in, it should come back and it says 100% charged, 12 hours to go.
Okay, so you have 12
which
hours.
is exaggerated. Now it says 5 hours. It doesn't last for 5 hours, and I'll be glad if it lasts even 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
But this is not the problem. When you have two of them, then I can swap them.
You can flip them.
And I can use the other one.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to put it on.
So you're going to put on the
and notice that I put on the head mount, and it may not work right away. So I have to wait for it. But anyways, this is the viewer. I'm lowering the viewer.
You're putting the viewer in front of your eye.
And I realize that this is not turned on yet. So I press the on button, and now it comes back and it says 1% charged only.
Oh, wow.
Because the internal battery is dead.
So will it?
So what it will have to do is I have to give it some time before I can start using it until it raises up to some amount. So I'm not going to try it even now. I know that it won't work.
Okay.
But aside from that, everything is working fine.
Okay, great.
So I'm ready to fold and to close everything. And later on, when it gains a little more power, I will use the head mount also. Repeat it, please.
You'll use the head mount once you get power. It has enough power to operate.
So now I'm ready to wrap it up.
And you put rubber bands on your phone.
I put rubber bands on the phone, and I'm shooting from my video glasses and also from my phone, and I'm waiting for the head mount to gain enough power so I can use that too. Because now it gains power from the external power bank.
Okay. Gains power from the
Explain
power
it.
bank. So,
Jesus, help me, please.
so you have the power bank, and what are you trying to do now?
You see that it is red,
Yes.
which means it's not charged yet enough to use it.
Right. It's not even
When it
blinking
turns green,
or
that
blinking.
means that it has enough charge.
Yeah.
And this is the on and off.
Right.
Also, another thing is I want to make sure that the battery is fully tucked. And it
So it doesn't fall.
then, so push it inside
You,
to make sure that the power bank is fully
it sits well onto the.
socketed and won't fall in the middle off. And usually when it's charged enough, it will make some audible sound, so I will know, hey, we may try to turn it on again. In the meantime,
Is your
I want to
glasses
stop
working?
dumping no garbage, none. Now the mouse stopped. Sometimes the mouse stops working for some reason.
'Cause it has-
In other words, the cursor disappears. Because on USB ports, with Windows 10 overloaded, it doesn't clean it the memory well. It loses the cursor, and also it may be that the battery in the mouse is
Not working well.
not the greatest. So I find the connection, I disconnect the mouse,
And then reconnect again.
wait a second, you heard the sound,
Yes, I heard it.
and reconnect it,
I heard it again.
and now check it again and hope that it will work, which it does.
Yeah.
So at this point I'm ready to
Stop.
refresh
Oh, you're not
or
stopping the recording.
stop the recording of psar.exe.
You stop PS problem step.
Say it again, stop the recording with psar.exe, problem
stop.
step recorder executable. Say it.
You stop the PSR.exe, the problem step recorder executable.
Right,
Stop
and then
it.
I want to save it.
Now
So I
you
click
wanna-
the save button.
you say,
I take the previous file name and click it and bring it down to the file name field.
and now you want to
Then-
update it.
I want to update it, so I'm going to insert the cursor after the year 2024,
And put a letter.
2 clicks, and then put the letter A.
Start with the letter A.
This is like a poor man version control.
And then you want to change the time.
And then I want to change the time. The current time is 9:43. So I upgrade the 9:20 to 9.43.
I'm changing the 2 to
4:3. And also, it says PM and it is AM. So I'm going to change the P to an A. So it reads 9:10 a.m. dash 9:43 a.m., which is the range of time since I started. And then ZP for a zip file format, and the rest is the video file name, and it is redundant in terms of having the time and the date marked by the machine, so you can check the individual. The first time and date is entered by the individual, which is eventually will be done all automatically by an AI agent. But for now,
It's set.
the
And-
time and date is automatically done by the MSN Recorder Max.
When you first started.
So the auditor can compare the automatic time and date with my time and date and see the mistakes that I made. and then it has a .mpeg, which means a video file name, and then it has the title, which is trash branch replant. I misspelled, so I'm going to insert an E after the R. Replant toenail fungus holistic cures, day 7 of 7.
Day 7 of 7.
City code enforcement compliance yard work, which is what I intend to do.
Okay.
And now I copied the path
You copy the
of
path
psar.exe to the clipboard buffer
from the top
from the top input field,
input field. Now you're going to the
and then
file
I'm
name.
placing the cursor at the
the
first
top
position of the file name field. It marks the entire field. Then I'm going to click it again
In the beginning.
and paste the path.
And then you look for a blinking cursor.
So after that, I put in a backslash
So you know where
to
you
separate the path from the file name.
want. Now you want to copy the entire string.
So repeat, what is the backslash for?
The backslash is to show that that's the end of the file structure. Now after
To separate the
that,
path,
it's the end, and now
to
it's
separate the path from the file name.
It's separating. It's showing you first the file path, then the last backslash shows you the file name is going to begin.
It's called separator in Windows terms. It's a separator that separates different segment of the file name. The first segment, for example, is C:\\, which means the root of the C drive.
Every slash goes down the hierarchy.
Then users backslash
Is another
is
subfolder.
the path
No, it's a
for the
subfolder.
users.
It's a subfolder.
It's
Every-
a subfolder for the users. Then srush is a subfolder for each individual user, which is this current user. And then documents is a subfolder for that one user. In addition to that, a subfolder of documents is psar.exe, which is a problem step recorder executable. Then the last backslash, and then the file name.
The file name is the last.
Now I review again, so I place the mouse on the first input field, click it to review it again and make sure it is copied properly to the last input field, and then click on the last input field.
So you're doing the last input field, and you're going to copy it. You're going to do.
Let's
right
review
click.
it again in slow-mo.
Well, you
First
do-
of all, prom pum pum, no garbage. Just repeat.
I'm repeating.
Click
You're-
on the first input field and mark it and review it.
First, click on the top of your screen. You see an input field because it's difficult for
Okay,
the
let's
user.
go.
It's difficult for the user to see what is first and what
Here,
is
let's
second.
repeat it.
The
I
top.
click it and it marks it.
You click on the top under the basically under the folders, and you're going to click the path.
This is the Save As dialog box. First input field of the Save As dialog box
It's on the
contains
top.
the path
It's on
to
the
the
top.
current directory.
It's the current
At
directory.
the top of the second line of the screen. The first line of the screen is Save As,
Right.
which is the name of the dialog box.
The name of the dialog box is Save As. Underneath it is showing you the path. The path then is a folder. To the left is a picture of a folder.
It's a folder where I'm going to save the current file to or at.
And now you've clicked that, and now you're going to go down to the bottom of the screen where it says File Name.
I move the cursor to the bottom of the screen where there's another input field that is called File Name :
File Name :
and I left click on the mouth to mark the entire
on the
string.
mouse,
On the mouse.
not mouth.
Mouse.
Mouse. You're going to now, it's now highlighted, and now you're going to right click and copy it. to
Now
the
I
bottom.
right click and then I select the
Copy.
copy option to
Right.
copy to the clipboard buffer.
So it's copying it to the clipboard buffer. Now once it's copied, now you're going to save.
Now I'm going to click the save
You're
button
going to click the save button
and save it.
and save.
But before I continue, I want to review
You want to
additional details and see what step was the last step and how many steps this file contains.
Click on the review.
So I'm going to click on the review the additional details.
You clicked on it, you're going to scroll up.
And now
a
it
bit.
tells me the details and I'm reading the details. Everything looks good. Notice that there is the time and date here again. So we can
recording.
reconciliate all the time and dates. One that the MSN Recorder Max produced.
One is the problem step recorder.
and the other one,
Each recorder has
Is
its
this-
own timestamp.
and now I'm scrolling up to see the last step,
Was
which is step number 1.
so you had one step. Okay.
So I have one step in this case.
And now you want to save it.
Now I want to start a new recording. I have saved it already. Start a new recording, and here's the proof that I saved it. I click on additional comments,
Additional comments.
and I'm going to paste the file name.
Under additional comments dialog box, you're going to paste the
Paste
last.
it in the highlight area and comment dialog box, and then hit return because
No,
it is
press
too
return.
narrow.
You're not going to hit anything. You're going to
Re-
press the return
Press
key.
return
Return key.
to examine the path, and you can see that the path is C:\users /srush /documents /psar.exe and / the file name, starting with the date and time and the day of the week, that is Saturday, and so on. So now that it looks okay, I click the OK button, and it continues
Recording.
to record, and it gives me the dialog box where I can pause the recording or stop the recording or add additional
So you
comments.
know you're recording.
Right, so now I want to paste the file name that I just created in my various notes. Starting with the notepad, I go edit and paste, and I got
And
it
enter.
pasted there with a couple of returns to separate it from
Couple of
earlier
enter
things.
keys.
File save, and then I want to go to WordPad and
Right.
repeat it.
WordPad.
So I'm clicking on WordPad.
It's, the
and it-
cursor is the.
It takes time because the machine is overloaded,
It looks like it's overloaded.
and now I wait for it to finish the moving of
It did.
that to the front, and I go select the paste submenu and click paste, and then it pasted the new file name. I want to separate it from the rest by a few blank lines, and then click the
Save.
the icon for save, Control S, or the diskette icon. So I click it, and you can see the hourglass, meaning that it is saving it.
You passed the hourglass. There's no more hourglass.
Okay.
Now
So
what
no-
do you want to close?
So now that I'm done with it, I can start checking again my head mount and see if my head mount can start working already. And now it tells me that it is 12%
Okay.
charged,
Right.
which may not be sufficient to start,
Right. You want to wait?
but I can try. I'm afraid it charged 12%, but
Just not very much. Why don't you
I can
wait?
try to turn it on, but it won't turn it on.
Okay.
It will just blinking 12%.
It's not enough.
So it's not enough. So I'm going to
Stop
play
Loom.
back Loom. So
No,
I
you're going to stop first.
stop it first,
Stop recording.
then
Loom.
grab the URL of Loom. This is a cloud recorder to the memory, copy it into the clipboard buffer, and then I want to play it back to listen to it to see if it is good. So I'm clicking on the image,
Right.
and you can see that it takes a long time. It says
a long-
37 minutes ago, which means that I took 37 minutes since I started. I'm going to let it finish. In the meantime, I'm going to paste the URL
Paste
in my
it.
various notes and wait for it to come up. And now it came up. I can click on the play button
Click on the play button.
and play it back at 2.5 speed.
Play back at 2.5 speed. Okay. So it seems like it's working. Okay.
So then I want to add it to my notepad, edit, paste.
You're adding the Loom URL that it's being recorded in the Loom.
Right, and now I want to go edit, select all,
Select all.
and then edit, copy to the clipboard buffer,
And you want to put
and
it in.
add it as a comment. I
You
click
wanna
the
add-
comment button,
add
and
the
it stops the playback because it's good
Of Loom.
of Loom. And now I paste the comment
You paste all your
as
URL.
I paste my notepad content
Right.
as a comment, and then I look for the summary section in which I click on add summary,
You can add a summary.
and then right mouse click to paste
Paste.
my notes again as a summary, and then I scroll down to the chapters
Chapters
section and
section.
click add chapters.
Add chapter.
So I line up the finger of my cursor
You line up your cursor.
and press the
Add
add.
button.
That produces a default of 3 chapters,
Chapter.
which I save.
You save your 3 chapters.
And then I want to add tags, so I click the add tags icon
Yes.
and I pull the tags. I have 3 tags.
Yeah.
First of all is lanyard,
Right.
which 33 videos means that I have 33 videos with this tag.
Right.
And I pop it in. The next one is going to be
badge. BADGE.
inspection.
Inspection is 27. Right.
So I click it in, and finally the last one is badge.
Right.
And this is enough for me for now. So I can restore pages. I don't want to deal with anything here. Just put it down. I'm done with it.
Right.
Now I want to refresh Psar. So I'll move my cursor again to the top of my notepad.
Yes.
And I'm going to stop record, press the stop record button, the save button, and then take the previous file name and increment it from version A to version B.
Right.
Save. Right.
Now you're going to take your file name. You have your cursor on the file name field. You're going to go to version B, letter B. You're going to change the time. Now from 9:42, the time is now 9:56.
So 56.
And then everything else is the same. So now you're going to go to the top of the
Copy it to clipboard buffer.
and now you're going to go to the file
Place
name
the
field,
cursor right at the beginning of the file name input field.
and put the cursor at the very
Then it
front.
marks the whole field.
But then you want
I
to
want to mark the cursor at the first position, so I click it again
paste
and right mouse click and paste
and put a
and follow
backslash.
it with the backslash separator.
You're separating the file structure to the file name.
Then I click the path again
You're clicking the path
to
one
review
time
it.
to review it, and then you're going to go down to the file name and click that entire
Then
one.
right mouse click and copy to the clipboard buffer and then save it. Then I want to examine the number of steps.
Steps, so you're going to go
So I
down
click
and
review additional details.
Click on it and then go
And then
back
scroll up
and you'll see the
to
last
see that was step number 59.
Wow.
And notice that every step has a time and date. So, for example, this is 9/11, which means November 11, and
No,
9:55
that's-
a.m.
It's 11/9, not 9/11.
11/9 means November 9th,
Right.
the year 2024, and
The time of
the
AM
time is 9:55 and 42 seconds a.m.
was your
And
last
the
click.
message is what the user did.
Right.
Is user left click on text editor edit in 4. And I can go up and see more steps.
Right. We got
So
one.
now that I'm satisfied that that worked well, I'm click the new recording,
You're doing a new recording.
and then click the add comment to paste the previous file name. Say that.
You're going to put whatever's in the buffer
Then she
in the
spin it
highlight, in your highlight area and comment.
And then I press return
No, you press now return, and now you
to
press
examine
OK. File path.
the file path which
And the
was
file.
hidden. And now I click OK to continue the recording.
You clicked OK.
Now it's time to paste the file name in my notes. So I start with the notepad,
You put it in your notepad, the last
then file save,
File save.
and now go back to the WordPad.
You're saving your notes in 2 places, in also the WordPad as well as the notepad.
And then
save
click
it.
the diskette icon
Click
or
save.
Control S to
Or
save
save
it
it.
again.
Okay.
Now it's not only in 2 places, it is much more than 2 places. What is it? In
It's also-
various format. This is using the algorithm grandfather, father, son of backup and recovery.
So you're looking at
So
the
let's
backup.
review again. The current one is a WordPad,
You have
and that is
WordPad.
an RTF file format.
The WordPad has an RTF file format when you save it natively, and your Notepad has a TXT.
Now I go to the notepad right on top of it, the next window, and I click on it,
and it has
and this is a TXT type of file, a plain text file.
so basically Notepad saves natively all your text in a TXT file, and Notepad automatically natively saves it in RTF.
The reason that is very important is because this is a basic what is called ASCII type of file that all the devices can read and write. In contrast with RTF, which is WordPad, it's a proprietary format of Microsoft
Right. But
that not all phones and all devices can read and write.
Not all operating systems can read it accurately.
Read and write it, and so you need to have a reader and a writer, which is another problem.
Okay,
So
let's move on.
the notepad is the lowest common denominator.
Basically, the TXT file format is the lowest common denominator without any special characters.
Right, and
It's
then
plain text.
and then I have
It's
Pissar,
it's what we call plain text.
plain text. Then I have Pissar, problem step recorder, that records everything in a zip format. So that is the third file format. Number 3, and a third file.
So the step recorder is recording in ZP or zip format versus the other two is recording in TXT and RTF. So you have basically 3 different file formats that are saved in different natively.
Right.
Okay.
Another thing that I store it in multiple folders. So the top one was stored in a special folder for toenail fungus. And now I want to store it also in my log subfolder. So I'm going to go File, Save As,
And look for
then
your log,
navigate to the
log.
subfolder off of the document subfolder. So I'm going to scroll up to the letter L and then click on log,
Clicked on the subfolder called log.
then copy to the clipboard buffer.
Copy clipboard button, and now you're going to the file name.
I go down to the file name field and click one time to mark the entire string, then another time to position the cursor at the very first field, and it is highlighted by a blinking cursor.
But this is not highlighted.
That means that once I click, right mouse click and paste, it will insert the path in the first position, followed by a backslash to separate the log path from the file name.
No, it didn't.
Now, one problem that I have is I don't have the date, so...
No, the problem is that you didn't copy what was in your buffer. So you made a mistake.
I can go back to my buffer.
You made a mistake in your buffer.
I can cancel.
You made a mistake there.
And copy the entire string.
You have it in your buffer.
Edit, copy.
Right, and now go back again.
And then File, Save As.
Right.
And paste
this.
the entire string.
And it was also not highlighted. The problem
now I go back to the path of the log subfolder, which I should have copied to the clipboard buffer, but I didn't.
No.
And scroll up to L. I have K9, K.
Here, stop here. One more. Go down a little. LO. Go down.
Here is log.
Yeah.
Then I copied the log path to the clipboard buffer.
You copy it. Now put. See, now.
Then I mark the file name field and click one more time to position the cursor at the very beginning. And then paste the log.
Backslash.
The log file name path followed by a backslash.
And now this is correct because it has
and now I want to review it yet again, so I'm clicking on the first input field, which is the log path, then the second input field, which is my string of log path plus the file name, copy to the clipboard buffer, and then select save. And now I'm going to paste it at the very top of the file, and that will be where I can identify the current file name. Where is it located?
The most recent.
Yes, edit, paste.
This is the most
and
recent.
File, save. And the other one also, I like to save it also to the log folder. Okay. So I'm going to paste it first, but then I'm going to insert, instead of zip, I made a mistake. I should have changed the zip to text, but I didn't, so now I'm going to change it to RTF.
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 And now save.
And now copied again to the clipboard buffer, but my
your cursor
mouse died. So I'm going to take it out and reinsert it, no garbage.
Let me make another note here, that when you go through this process, somebody's saying this is taking you over an hour just to do this.
That is fine. That will be done automatically later on by the AI.
You want to be able to tell people that this will be done automatically, that nobody wants to sit there for an hour just to prepare.
Save as.
This is just what you're trying to teach the bot to be able to do.
Right, to train the AI.
To train the bot.
And now I have to
What are you doing?
save it with RTF format in the log subfolder. So click save. And now I saved it there. You understand? And save it again just to be sure. Now I go back to my head mount to see maybe now it filled up enough so it can work.
What does it say?
So I'm clicking it. Now it's 27%.
We should turn on with 27%.
But it may not be enough to turn it on. I'll try.
Try it.
But it doesn't turn on yet, which means that it may not be enough. Oh, now it turned on. So now it is booting with the logo.
27%. Let's continue while it boots up.
So I don't want to continue. I want to start a new clip. So to show how.
You want to stop the recordings, I thought. That was the purpose of shutting
And you hear the noise?
Yeah, I heard some swishing sound.
Yeah, so that means that it started. I'll leave it the same because I don't want to. I don't want to have long enough files that when I convert them to podcast, you heard the sound?
Yeah, yes.
So it sounds. Now I'm going to start talking to it and tell it to go to my camera. So it goes to my camera menu. Folder, and now I want to start recording. So I'm going to tell it, record video.
And you heard the click.
And I hear the click and I see the counter. And then I want to turn on the flash. Flash on. And it tells me that the flash is off.
Now do it again.
So I'm going to do it again. Flash on. Flash on. And now it turned the flash. Sometimes you have to tell it a few times.
It's your intonation too. That sometimes has
so why don't you say it?
Flash off. Flash off.
The second.
Flash on.
Okay, the intonation sometimes makes it difficult. Anyways, at this point,
let's shut down the other
I'm ready to shut one of the other recording and test it. So I'm going to start from Cyberlink UCam and press this blue button.
The stop button.
The stop button, but I want to raise it because when you press the stop button, it will create a new subfolder. So I want to show it. I place the cursor, it says stop capturing video F3.
Right, you could use
and I press it and wait for it to
render.
And now double click it to play back.
And this is your captured video.
Now I want to lower it.
Okay, it worked fine.
Just keeping the square white button that means that it is recorded.
Now you're saving your Pulsar. And it's playing back what you recorded in the Cyberlink.
And now it works. So here. Then I want to press the red button to record.
Red circle.
And you can see that it starts blinking red for record. So this is working also.
4 programs recording.
Right, all of them are local hosts, which means running locally.
You have 5, no?
Right.
5 with you.
So I want to keep the Pulsar.txt short, and anytime I reach a stop point, I want to stop it and refresh it. Keep the PSR file short. So now I click on stop record. And then I want to click on save. I want to take the previous one and paste over it today's title. So I'm going to the ZP, and after that take last title, overwrite it with the current title. So I've added Loom plus UCam equal OK. Do you hear me talking to your wall?
Stop recording. Do it again.
I can keep
Video. Okay, you want to stop? You have
So
to,
I made a note in the file name after the ZP, Loom plus UCAM,
okay.
okay.
All right. Now you want to
And now I
highlight.
want to highlight the path,
You want in the top. You want to
then
highlight.
highlight the file name, copy to the clipboard buffer again,
Copy it to the clipboard. That file name.
and then
Click save. Click the save button. Okay. Okay.
then I want to review additional details. This was 101 steps, and start a new one, and add a comment, creating a blockchain of file names.
So a link, past links, not exactly blockchain. Say okay. Now stop the recording.
Don't say that,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, no.
Say pause.
Pause.
Record video.
You have to be careful what you say because it's listening.
And now X out of it.
X out of the capture.
How do I know that that will start to be dynamic? Right now I move my head and it doesn't move because
Right.
it's not.
It's solid.
Click it now, it moves, you see, and it shows you the current image. Repeat it.
It shows the current image.
Jesus,
It's back to the current image. And now you want to do the same thing with Webcam Max.
So I press the square black button. Don't say it.
You stop.
I told you not to say that
Okay.
word.
Okay.
Brainchild. And double click it to play it back. And you can see that it starts blinking
Okay.
red
All right,
moving
fine.
forward.
You're going to have those words already. You're using it, so it's going to listen to that too.
Don't talk so much trash, please. He's on the trash department.
It's running locally. 5.
What letter are you
So
going
I
to
want to
use?
keep the Pisarda
What comes after
THC
C?
stored,
D.
and anytime I reach a
No, you're in the wrong
stop
place.
point, I want
You're in the
to
wrong
stop
place.
it.
You're not highlighting.
First.
You're in the wrong place. And now you have to take out the 5A. It's
Keep
SA.
PSR.
And now you have to
file.
change the time. No?
10,
Now I
11.
click on stop record.
Please don't trash me.
Then I want to click on save.
And is it the zip? CP?
I want to take the previous one and paste over it today's title. So I'm going to the ZP, and after that take it. Last title, overwrite it with the current title.
It's also webcam.
Trash me. Just listen to what I say and repeat for now.
To
People learn
add
the process and
class,
understand what
move
it is.
away webcam
I can
max.
keep city code enforcement compliance because this is what we are going to do. But the rest, trashed bushes is good. Replant is good. And that will be day
So now I have
7
3
of
video
7.
playbacks
The rest
that are
of it is
good.
irrelevant.
You have 3 video
I'm going to
playbacks
paste
that turned out to be good.
New title that I gave.
You're going to highlight
And
that
I
file
want to
name.
delete extra character, make it day 7 of 7. This is the 7th day that
You're
I'm
highlighting the
working
file name, copying it to
7
the
of 7.
clipboard, and save. Click save.
Plain trash bushes. Is
And then because you
branches,
have
it's not
so
really
much
bushes,
in
so
memory, you may
I'm
want to
going to
shut down also
say
the playback, which
that
takes resources.
branches, trash, trashed,
And you have step 8.
branches.
Going to a new
replant,
phase.
They're not really bushes.
And now
So I
you
can
want to,
get rid of
paste.
this section, make it a little shorter.
Enter.
Delete that,
okay.
replace it by space for readability.
And
Then
now
I need
stop.
to update.
So now I stopped it. Only other thing that I have to finish off is MSN Recorder Max.
Right. Stop.
Please don't say it again.
Okay.
So I want to play it back. I want to see how good it is, if it turned good, but I don't want to upload it now. So I click no, and then I click the green button
The green arrow.
to play it back. Then it takes the entire screen, which I don't want, so I want to make it smaller.
And I want to remove the redundancy from the file name.
So this is the playback.
I have already one time
It's working fine.
toenail fungus,
Okay.
and then holistic view is good,
Okay.
and now I'm done with it.
So what's
It
next?
was playing back perfectly well,
Yeah.
and now I want to close it. I want to make sure that there is an empty MSN
screen.
recorder image.
There's nothing in the black box.
So when it is done by the AI,
it can recognize
there's
when
evidence, no garbage. There's evidence that when I finished, I didn't keep recording nothing.
Right.
So there's an image in the Psar. There will be an image which I'm going to examine right now by refreshing Psar.
Right.
Repeat it. Don't say
So for
right
you,
all the time, garbage.
well, you don't let me speak.
Right, garbage. I don't let you
So,
speak.
right.
That's my fault.
Yes, it is.
So speak, please.
So in the MSN program, when you are now making sure that you're not, it's not playing anymore, you'll see then a black rectangle, and when you automate it, you'll be able to tell the AI bot you should be seeing at the end a black rectangle for MSN.
MSN Recorder
you
Max
said
4482, no garbage.
You said you didn't want to use that word.
I didn't say that ever.
Yes, you did. You said
so
that.
So let me repeat it again. MSN Recorder Max 4482.
You told me you didn't want to
You
use that.
misunderstood me.
Yeah.
Now, I refresh Psar, and
No,
I'm
you
going
stopped.
to save it first.
You
I
stopped.
said don't say the word.
Well, you said don't
Please.
say the word record either. And you used the word.
Trash all the time.
No,
You
you have to put the letter E for the next version, and now you have to change the time.
I'm going to change it from .11 or period 11 to period 14.
No, it's not period 14. Why are you doing 14?
16, which means that since 11 it was 5 minutes since I last saved it, and now I can also include the OK and apply it to MSN Recorder Max. So I'm going to cut the OK from here, right mouse click and cut. Then I'm going to add the plus sign to indicate that I also checked that, and then paste the equal sign and OK after all of them. In review, so far I've played back and checked and verified that all of these recordings, these are all internal recordings except the Loom that is a cloud recorder are okay. So Loom was okay, UCam was okay, Webcam Max was okay, and this is MSN Recorder Max was okay.
Right.
Now I would like to precede the file name string with the path to psar.exe.
You want to now highlight your path.
So I highlight it, I copy it to the clipboard buffer,
You copy it.
and then I focus the cursor on the file name field
on the file name field at the bottom of the screen.
with one left mouse click.
Right. And now you want
Don't say right, repeat what I said.
Basically, you're now you've copied the file structure from the top level, and then you're going now to the file name field at the bottom of the screen, and you've highlighted the entire contents, and now you're going to put your cursor at the beginning of that file name content.
I place the cursor there and then left click.
And now you're going to left click.
Just no fluff
You said
and
you're-
Rorschach, just the facts, please.
You put the cursor there.
Right
in your
mouse click and paste
You paste.
the path
Paste, and now you're
followed by a backslash.
followed by a backslash, and now you want to highlight that entire string plus the file path as one file name. So you're going to go to the top of your screen, and if you go to the top of your screen, under the file structure, you'll place your cursor there, click on it,
Which mouse?
left click,
Left mouse click, mark it and review it.
and you mark it.
And it looks like it copied completely and correctly. So then I repeat it for the last input field.
You go to the file name field, and then you highlight the entire string with your file structure included, followed by a backslash. And now you're going to take that entire string, and you see that it's all highlighted, so you know that it's ready to be copied to the clipboard. So you're going to right click, and you're going to
right mouse click pulls out the pop-up menu.
and then you're going to go to copy.
So I select copy.
And now you're going to say save.
And then I'm going to click the save button.
Click
Now
the
that it is in the clipboard memory.
It's already in the buffer. It's
in the buffer, and now I want to review the additional details to see how many screenshots it is. So I said there's 22 steps.
22 steps just to save another
And the
file.
last step was use my mouse drag end on MSN Recorder Max and the version.
And
so
that was at
that is
10:14.
I start anew and add a comment with the previous file name
So you want to now put in again your previous
and paste
file.
it inside the dialog box,
Paste in it. And
the
click.
highlight area and comment dialog box. Hit
Press-
enter to
No,
examine
we
the
want
path.
to press the enter key or the return key, and now we're going to press the OK button.
First, you want to read it and make sure that the path to the psr.txt subfolder is listed completely, which it is, and the version is E, and everything looks good. So I click OK, and then I want to paste it in my notes.
And you're pasting in your notes.
Start from a WordPad, select the paste, and the paste again, and then a few blank lines
And then you want to
to have a little space, and then save it in my notepad. Then move on to
And that was your WordPad. Not
a
your note.
WordPad. I saved it in the WordPad. Now I go down to my up to my notepad and edit, paste it there, and then put a few blank lines to separate it from the rest, and go file save.
You saved it.
So now I'm ready to go out and do some work, and then when I come back, I will renew it.
All right. So this
I want to make sure that I expose the various apps. All of them are ready to be used, and the only one that is still running is the stop record. So when I say it, my head mount stops, so I have to tell it again, record video. And sometimes it doesn't work right away.
sometimes it's good to just say navigate home.
Record video. You don't need to say anything else, but what you need to do
Sometimes tap
is
on the mic,
to tap on the
microphone.
activate button to activate it.
I don't hear it. No.
Using rear microphones. My camera. Record video. Okay, so now I'm ready to go and do some tasks outside.
And you want to keep your PSR running?
Yes, because this PSR will show me how long it was. So now I want to go out to the yard to show
You want to put this out?
the
Finish?
toenail fungus treatment
I
while I'm eating.
Oh,
Please help me, Rhonda.
I thought we were going to.
Don't worry about what you thought.
Okay.
We'll finish this and then we'll do the other things.
Bye. Bye.
Come with me, bye.
I'll show it to you. I'll see you later.
Just come for a minute, then you can go. Every time slacks, like you usually do.
Well, you take.
Abandon me and let me work on without you.
Well, it took you an hour and.
An hour, a schmour,
Well, we should
Oh.
let you want to let the audience know how long this takes you.
all garbage and no results.
It's an hour and 15
So quit with the garbage, please. Stay here. I want you to help me, Rhonda. Now take out your phone and I want you to help me read what I'm doing. So now I want to demonstrate the treatment for nail fungus. But this is the advantage. Yes. So I want to. This is the advantage of having this setup. I can easily take my phone out and lower it down to shoot the fungus and describe how to treat it.
So you have fungus on your toenail.
So I have two problems that I would like to show you the treatment to this problem. So when I put my feet next to each other,
You see edema.
you can see the swelling of the right foot,
Right. That's
how much more swollen, and I want to start a new clay. So I'm going to start